Hi guys, my video is on CSS Navigation and Design. So navigation, the definition is the process or activity of accurately ascertaining one's position and planning and following a route. The action of moving around a website, the internet, etc. So the main purpose of navigation is telling you how to go and how you're going to get there. From the definition, we learned the navigation menu must accurately tell a person how and where they are going. Without a well-designed and well-functioning navigation menu, the user will quickly become lost. If your user becomes lost, they are most likely will not ever return to your site. I found in some of my research that they have done studies on this, and that the users, if they get too lost, just don't even want to deal with your site and move on. I'm sure we've all had those experiences and done that. Another question I just wanted to ask is if the size and font matter, and in my research I didn't really find whether or not that really mattered. Is there really a right and a wrong here? I don't know, it'd be a good thing to kind of discuss. Oops, sorry. I know in a past class that the teacher encouraged the footer navigation to be smaller than the top navigation, which makes sense. You want the top navigation to stand out. It's the one that people are going to go to, see first, and be drawn to first. But it might be a good thing to discuss, and if anybody has any more thoughts on that. The placement of your navigation. You want the placement of your navigation to always stay the same on each page, just to help with the flow and consistency. Make sure your sites are similar. Make sure the user knows from one page to another that they're still on your site in the same site they began. It should always be at the top of the page. I don't think it necessarily matters whether it's on the left, right, or top. You just want to make sure it's on the top. One of the first things that the user sees is their map. They want to know how to get everywhere they need to go on your site. A number of factors influence the decision to choose horizontal or vertical navigation, including design, usability, and intention of content. Small websites often prefer horizontal type at the top of the site, while large corporate websites often use both horizontal and vertical type. I found that information on this website right here. And then if you go to W3 Schools, it walks you through how to do, this is just one of them, but as you can see, this is the vertical navigation. And here is the styling for that, vertical navigation, the display block. I don't know, I don't want to pretend I know too much because I don't, but you can see how that works by looking at this. And W3 Schools does have a lot of other examples as well, and a lot of different things, but this was a good example of a vertical navigation bar. And then here's an example of the horizontal navigation. You also have the display block, float left on there. But there is the use of this navigation bar going vertical across the page. You can make it go, you could make it go on the right by simply changing where you want it to float at. You could make it be center. So there's that. So design tips and warnings. I found this on Orbit Media. Be descriptive. With the navigation menu, you want to make sure that you are telling in very simple 1 or 2 words where that page is going to take them. When they click on that, where are they going to go? It said avoid format-based navigation. Navigation labels such as video, photo, and white paper tell visitors the format of the content, but not the topic. So to me, that's just a really, don't be vague. To me, 1 and 2 are kind of the same thing. One's telling you to be descriptive, one's telling you just not be vague. You need to be specific in your descriptions. So if you have photos, you'd want to be specific on what type of photos you have. If you have paper, you'd want to be specific on the paper you have. Avoid drop-down menus. This, I'm sure, could be controversial. I just got this off the site. I do see where drop-down menus could be a problem with the navigation. As a roadmap, when you're looking at as a roadmap, down the road, I'll show you a site where if you don't know the site and what you're looking for, it would just make you get lost to have too many drop downs, but I do see the use of them as well. Limit the number of menu items to 7. This site said 7. Other sites I've read have said 5 to 6. Obviously, you just don't want too many options or the user's just going to get lost. The order of your website navigation is important. Obviously, you're going to want to consider, okay, what are people going to want to see first? Where are they going to go the most? And what is going to be the biggest need that's going to draw them in? Okay, functionality. Wayfinding encompasses all of the ways in which people and animals orient themselves in physical space and navigation from place to place. We learned about this week in our reading. Hopefully you read up on that, and I'm not even going to pretend that I understand it all. I really struggled actually with that on the assignment this week, but it is definitely something I want to learn more about. So hopefully you're understanding it more than I am. But in the wayfinding, we can look at the hover, active, and visited. I thought I'd go through with you on the W3 schools. So you can see when I hover over these links, it turns yellow. And so that's pretty awesome. And then the active is going to tell you when you're on that page. So right now it's telling us we're on the home page, but then it still has that hover effect as well in here in the CSS. It has the hover working right there. But it looks really great. So again, W3 Schools is a great place to go for that kind of learning if you're wanting to learn more. And then the last would be the visited. And then this one, obviously it's showing you that this is the site you have visited. And again, this just helps with a roadmap on sites. It's going to tell users where they've been, where they're going, and it's just going to help your site be much more functional and usable for users. Examples of great navigation. I don't remember for sure which one I had on here for the bad example, but hopefully I can get to it if my mouse will work. So these, I thought her navigation was really great. She doesn't have the hover on there, but when you click on it, you can tell where you're at. It's a pretty fun site. You can go back to the home screen there. But anyways, I thought this was really fun. This is way out of my realm, but maybe someday I'll be able to learn to do amazing things like this site has. This one I thought was really cool too. It does have the hover. It's very simple. And it does have the drop down menu. Very simple, but I like that one. It doesn't have, like, you can't tell what page you're on this one. You can't tell what page you visited and things like that, but I still really like that one. Let's see, I want to say the one that I didn't love wasn't that one. There's one on here I had as an example for the drop down menus, this one. So this one, to me, when I first got on it, it's like, whoa, that's just a lot. But, you know, if it's a site that people go to and they know, great. I mean, they have great hovering and everything interacts really well and everything looks really good. But that to me is super overwhelming to see all that. But if your users know what they're going for, it might be good to use. Let's take I guess my time's up, so we'll call it, but hopefully you got something out of this video and hopefully I got some good discussion going. Thanks, guys.